So social anxiety is really crippling. You can feel like you just can't speak to a person, whether it's at school or university or in the workplace, and you just don't have the confidence to actually form conversations, and you really just shy away from anything that's social.
I think that the term social anxiety, I think it's made its way into public consciousness, I think over the last 10 years, because in the past I don't really remember hearing this phrase, social anxiety. So with social anxiety, where do you think it comes from?
I think it's the fear of talking publicly, or thinking that what you're going to say isn't important, or second guessing yourself, doubting yourself. And it can be something which can seem easy to another person, like speaking to a waiter, ordering your food, or even sitting in a restaurant and talking to someone and having your meal there. Or it could be approaching a girl that you're dating or a boy that you want to date. Or it could be like talking to your boss, or speaking up at work meetings.
Yeah, I mean, the examples that you give is like living life. So I can imagine that it can really be detrimental to your life and really affect your life. So if someone is going through social anxiety or has social anxiety, and they have difficulties, like you said, like speaking to people or going out, what advice would you give them?
Well, you can actually join groups. So there are groups that actually help you, people who are also experiencing social anxiety. So you could feel safe in the environment to actually talk about what you're going through. And the other thing is to actually put yourself out there, not drastically, not like all in one go, but little baby steps. And that can be daunting, but the more you practice actually speaking to people, the easier it becomes, and that fear subsides. Because I know I used to overthink what I was going to say. I'd be like, oh no, I can't say this. Oh, this doesn't sound good. And then I would not even talk to another person. But then I started thinking, oh well, we're all people. It doesn't matter. I'm going to talk. And then it becomes so much easier.
You make a good point, because you said like you were overthinking what you were going to say, and I think that's one of the key things with social anxiety, is that you are rehearsing what you are going to say, maybe because you don't want to feel embarrassed, or you don't want to say the wrong thing. There's something called CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, and it teaches people to analyze their thoughts. So maybe if you don't want to say something because you don't want to feel embarrassed, or the other person may not like what you're going to say, so by analyzing that, like logically, like there may be a chance that you may feel embarrassed. There may be a chance, but it's very unlikely, because that person is not going to dislike you for saying something, but there may be a chance that they may dislike you for something that's going on in their lives. So you take it less personally. You're breathing slowly, you start to feel more relaxed, I think, because you start to bring in more oxygen. So when you do speak, you speak more naturally and confidently, rather than speaking shallow. Because sometimes people think they have a weak voice, and this can be due to not breathing properly and not having enough oxygen in your body. So I think when you're calm and you're relaxed, I think that can improve your mental state.
And I think sometimes people can dismiss social anxiety as being a real problem, because they can think, oh, you're just shy, you'll grow out of it, you'll become more talkative at some stage. But for many people, they have been experiencing social anxiety for years, even decades. So why do you think that it's not treated as seriously as it should be?
Well, you just have to look at social media today. If you look at people that are have lots of followers, they're very loud, they're very confident, very outgoing. So if you're an introvert and you shy away from social situations, then that can be looked down upon. But I think there's a difference between being introverted and having social anxiety. Because if you look at the word anxiety, it's like something that you feel physically, and you feel this when you're around other people. So it may be the fact that you just haven't had enough practice. So doing things like joining groups. If you go to the gym, try a group class. If there's a hobby or activity that you like, try to join that. So there's less pressure to cure. I don't think there's a cure. I think there's less pressure on you to think, okay, I need to get rid of this social anxiety. I think it's practice, building your confidence, step by step. Even doing things like public speaking, there's things like Toastmasters that can push you outside of your comfort zone.
But I think if somebody is watching and they have social anxiety, they may be thinking, but that's just too much for me. I can't even take that first step.
Yeah, I think, taking baby steps. I mean, for example, if you go to the supermarket, saying hello to the cashier, and the cashier may be grumpy and not respond, but that's not the point. The point is that you pushed yourself outside of your comfort zone.
I remember, like, at one point when I used to have work meetings, I wouldn't actually speak in the work meeting because I used to once again overthink what I was going to say. And then I went to the other extreme where I was totally active in the work meetings, actually leading the meetings. So you can get to that other point through practice. And I think very often the people we notice the most are the loudest person and the quietest person. Because even I remember at school, we would know who the quietest person in class was. Because, I remember the girl, she hardly ever spoke.
But like I said, she just may be introverted. And the good thing about today's society is that you can be introverted and you can live like a happy, successful life.
Yes, but the social anxiety is where you want to talk, you want to engage with other people, you want to go on that date, you want to speak up in the workplace, but you physically and emotionally and mentally aren't able to do so.
Yeah, I think I read this book when I was younger. It was called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And sometimes you have to feel that fear, make the mistakes, feel uncomfortable. But like I said, do it with baby steps. If you feel like it's really affecting you, you could go to your doctor and they could refer you to a psychologist and try different therapies, I think, to build your confidence.
Yes, because it is so serious. I mean, if you can think about a person who feels that they can't actually be who they truly are because social anxiety is not allowing them to actually let the world know who they are.
Yeah.
So in turn, when they identify themselves, they think, oh, I'm this shy person and I can't get on in life.
Yeah, but I think that it actually affects more people than other people realize. Because, you could look at a person, they could be really confident, and you could think this person is confident. However, they feel social anxiety in different situations. So I don't think there's like one shoe that fits all, and you can categorize, okay, this person is confident, and then this person is shy. I think that it can change depending on the situation, because someone can be really confident, but when it comes to public speaking, they become really nervous.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think you can experience social anxiety in different contexts. So you may be really confident when it comes to speaking in the workplace, but going on a date, you may just think, oh, I'm going to cancel that date because I don't even know what I'll talk about on the date, or I just think that this will be a horrible experience. And so it can just stop you from even doing the things that you really want to do.
Yeah. There's a really nice quote, which is failure is growth. So I think, taking those baby steps, pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, failing if you think it's failing and seeing that as progress, I think that can help you to live a fulfilling life so that you don't feel trapped, so that you can enjoy and make the most of life. I think that's the key aspect, is that if it's affecting you, know that there are things you can do to improve, and it doesn't always have to affect your life. You know, you can build a strong group of close friends. You can build that life that you want today.
Yes, and also don't be so hard on yourself if you're going through social anxiety. Don't think of yourself in a negative light. Everybody goes through hardships. Everybody has different things that they feel that they are good at or they need work on. So really be kind to yourself, because I think if you aren't kind to yourself, that actually increases your social anxiety, because you will not be willing to put yourself out there and to try those baby steps. What do you think about trying to build confidence while you have social anxiety?
I think it's difficult. It's like if someone is depressed and you just say to them, okay, just get over it or go to the gym. Well, they're feeling too depressed to even go to the gym. So how do you get to that point? Maybe you go for a walk. So if you relate this to social anxiety, you write down your thoughts and you look at what thoughts you're having. If you're having thoughts, for example, if I say something, people are going to laugh at it. And if that happens, it happens. So you're more understanding towards yourself and caring towards yourself, and you understand that some people may laugh at what you say, but some people won't. But there's a small chance of that happening. So don't limit your life depending on that small chance. But by writing it down, writing your thoughts, say, okay, now how can I challenge these thoughts? If someone does laugh at what I say, that's not the worst thing that could happen. I'm still a strong person. I'm still confident. I still like myself. So that won't affect you because you've built up your inner confidence.
So if you are experiencing social anxiety, do seek help, whether it's in the form of a group help, or a counselor or a psychologist. Don't be alone right now. Really, really look to change your situation. Don't think that I feel this way and I'm always going to feel this way. No, you can change it. You have the power to change how you feel. So thank you so much for watching. Till next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.